Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Oh boy.
Go for it, Steve. Take it away.
Oh, I get to start?
Why not? Let's switch it up.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. He's Joel.
My name is Joel.
And I'm Steve.
And this is...
It's your podcast. It's your podcast.
This is your podcast.
This is your podcast.
This one's for you.
Yes.
Whoever you are.
Whatever you're doing.
We're here for you. We thought we're here for you. We thought about you. And we talked about you all morning.
We did.
Said, how can we make
in our heads?
How can we make this more about you? And so
and less about us.
Less about us. It's not about us right now. It's about you.
Yes.
Yeah, this whole campaign is about you. It's not about me. It's about us and you and what we can do to help you help us help them. And if we help them more than they help us, then we have to tell them, stop being them and be you. And if I'm me and he's him and she's them, then we're all us and we can all be together and you and us can get along with me.
You've got my vote. Edgar for president.
Ugh, although, if I could text my enemies as much as campaigns try to text their voters, I think I would run for president. If you could text bomb somebody that much.
Oh, you can. You just have to hire the right services.
Yeah.
I mean, you could totally do that. You could text bomb the entire country if you wanted to, probably for not that much money.
It's got to be cheap because they're doing a lot of it.
I tell you what, what's really funny is somehow I don't get any of those.
Yeah, I gave money. I gave money.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I actually gave my teaching money. Teaching money.
Wow, that's really funny when that comes back to bite you.
Yeah.
I gave my money to archive.org.
If there was like a button on the website that's like, if you give this much, awesome. If you give this much, we will not text you.
Right.
That's the amount I would give.
It's like feeding pigeons, man. Give them one breadcrumb and then they're all there every day.
Seagulls.
Yeah, seagulls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Well, welcome to our podcast. I'm glad you're here.
We're glad we're here.
We're glad you're here. I was trying to think, when was the last time we did this?
It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
This is like our biggest, longest drought stretch that we've had since we started. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No.
Yeah. In the last 6 weeks, we've only this is our second pod in 6 weeks. So yeah.
I want to say.
So now do you feel slightly remiss?
No, I don't feel. What is feeling remiss? What does that mean?
We have our listening audience that depends on us on Monday morning or Sunday evening for whatever it is whatever benefit we provide them.
Shit, you're right, dude. The last one was September 29th.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
been a minute. And the one before that was like the beginning of August.
Yeah, well, hold on. What does remiss mean? I don't really know. Lacking care or attention to duty. Negligent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't feel remiss.
You don't feel remiss? I feel a little remiss.
Because it's not this is not a duty.
Well, but see, that's where we differ. This is a differ. We have an obligation. We have people that look forward to us, and then when for whatever reason, and then when they open up their pod thing on Sunday night or Monday morning, and there's no fresh content.
Are you getting emails that say like, where the fuck are you guys?
Oh no.
Okay.
But
I didn't know if that was real.
but I do. Are you kidding? We don't get any emails.
Good.
But
Because I don't.
if you wanted to email us, you would do it at ttbbpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, you would.
That's where you would do that. And we do still have a few stickers left.
Yeah.
So eventually you will get sent a sticker. There are 2 people out there that can vouch for that.
I don't want to. I just yeah, no, I don't feel remiss because I don't feel like I feel like this is a thing we do when we can, how we can. I don't feel like it's a regimental duty.
Well, I understand that. I mean,
You know what I mean?
it's not, I mean, yeah, this is not our day job.
That's good because we'd have been canned a long time ago, maybe. We wouldn't be able to pay our mortgages.
I don't have a mortgage anymore.
Well, congratulations, Steve.
I'm just paying rent to the man.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
You're paying somebody else's mortgage, so you have a mortgage.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm paying somebody else's mortgage. That's for darn sure. For the time being, anyway.
Well, we appreciate our faithful listeners. I don't want to sound glib like I'm not grateful.
You sound a little glib.
I don't feel glib. Like I don't feel like that. That's the thing. Like that's maybe something we can dive into is that I've put a pin in this idea.
Okay.
Brie cheese.
Whoa, no, gross. Stop.
Brie cheese and farmers markets as it relates to people pleasing. I need to talk about that.
Well, let's do that. I got nothing else, so let's go.
Well, so I just saying thank you all for listening, and I don't mean to sound glib, but I also am working. If this is a podcast about trying to be better, ostensibly, I am working on and recognizing some. You know, like I was saying the other night at the Friday secret meeting, like the layers of the onion, dude. Like one layer I've noticed recently is toxic people pleasing shit that I recognized. And the Brie cheese and the farmer's market, I will tell you this is how this came up.
Okay. All right.
So we were at the farmer's market. Well, so Kirsten, it was a few Sundays ago, and Kirsten's like, what should we do? And I'm like, she's like, we could do this, this, or this. I'm like, oh, we could go to the farmer's market because I could kind of tell that she wanted to, right?
Sure.
Because my hypersensitivity to other people's wants is through the roof. So I'm like, okay, we'll go to the farmer's market. We brought Maven, it was fine. And then I realized, hey, I don't really like the farmer's market environment because I feel like I'm obligated to chit chat with everybody in their booths and their stuff. And that all brought that up. And then she's like gonna buy some really nice cheese from this vendor. And so she gets a little taste of the Brie cheese and puts it on a pretzel and is like, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm overstimulated. I don't know that I really want to be at the farmer's market. I think that in a better frame of mind, I might enjoy. I like a shakedown street. I like vendors, you know what I mean? Like I like a farmer's market, but in that moment, it was all coming to a head of like, I felt like I was not wanting to piss people off. And like, I didn't want to go up with my dog because she would jump up on their table, but I wanted to engage with other vendors, blah, blah, blah. Kirsten's like, do you like this Brie cheese? I'm like, yeah, it's great. Because I knew that she wanted to get it. And so I said, yeah, I love it. So she got it. We brought it home and I'm like, I don't, she's like, I don't think you like it. I'm like, I don't know what I like. And I was like, oh, it's like, this is a light bulb moment. I'm like, I don't know what I know I like certain things and not other things, but there are times where I know how to completely devoid myself of my own preferences to please someone else. And it's really toxic trauma response or something. And so I've just been seeing evidence of that everywhere of like in my life where, and I haven't processed this with my therapist yet. So you're getting it pretty raw here. Everybody.
This is like front page stuff.
Raw dog in my defects of character.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why Didn't you just say, well, you can get it?
Well, that's I know, and that's the funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
like that's it.
Right.
I did not. I did not
I don't give a shit about the Brie, but if you like it, fucking get it.
because I don't have because there and you really want to know, Steve,
Sure.
that there are times in a response like that for me where if I don't if I don't try to act as if I want my partner to have the thing that they want and be happy,
Yeah.
then I'm not okay.
But
Right?
but it's
The-
impossible for you to want your partner to have the thing that they want and to be happy without you liking it.
right. Oh, I understand that's possible, but in that moment I can't see that, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. Well,
Because
wait, I have to like it too for them to like it.
well, yeah, there's that, and there's like I don't want to say don't get it because it's like what $15 cheese. I'm not like I don't really like it, and she's like, okay, well, I'm not going to get it because I don't want to eat this whole thing of cheese by myself.
But that's not your deal. That's her deal.
Dude, you're saying it like it's fucking. You're saying it like, well, why don't you stop drinking then? You know, like I see that drinking's causing you a problem. Why don't you just
won't
give
he
it
just
up?
why don't he just stop for her? She's such a nice girl.
Yeah, right.
I
So,
get it. Hey,
but yeah,
how long have you known me? How long have you known my toxic people pleasing?
oh, I've known it for quite a while, man.
That's what I'm saying.
So how do you work with that, or do you not?
Well, I'm divorced.
Yeah. Okay. Well, check. That's not where I want this conversation. I mean, if you want to talk about your divorce, but I
Nah,
don't.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's very easy, as we all know, it's very easy for me to see the solution to other people's problems from the outside, where I'm not emotionally
Right.
invested in it.
Correct.
As soon as
Yeah.
I'm emotionally invested in it, then it's way more complicated, and you probably wouldn't understand.
Well, that's kind of what I want to say is like, ah, you don't get it. Like it's you totally get it, but it is that thing of you know, if you can hover above yourself and
Yeah,
see that it's like, dude, that's not a problem. But in that moment, I'm like, what do I do?
yeah.
If I don't keep my partner happy, then slowly
This
over
is
time they're gonna get more and more you know, we're gonna grow further and further apart, and then she's gonna leave me, and
what
then I'm
if
gonna be
if
desolate.
I don't eat the brie, if I don't say, and then eventually she's going to be eating brie with somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But all I need, but that's the thing is, I think that what I'm not seeing is, and maybe you can relate to this too, is that that's a really I in that moment can create a really distrustful situation where it's like what another person in your life really wants to hear is your honesty,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't need to be barbed with, you know, anger for it to be on. That's the other thing. It's like if I have to tell somebody I don't like something, I have to hate it. Like I hate brie cheese. And so therefore I have to keep
You
up
can
the brie cheese story forever.
you
Like
can just say, "Man, I don't know. I'm not
I'm
feeling
not feeling
brie.
it right now.
I'm not feeling it."
Yeah, see,
You do you. That's
yeah,
like
see,
it's
that's
my favorite new expression. It's like you do you. Like
you do you, man.
live your life.
It's
Like
so hard.
I don't, you can eat the brie. Buy two. Spend $30 on it. Like whatever.
You're worth it.
I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
like
get some kettle corn.
I did get some kettle corn. Oh, actually, I got some horchata flavored
Yeah.
corn popcorn.
I'm gonna go get some horchata flavored popcorn and maybe a little turquoise amulet or something. I don't know, but I have
Yeah.
so many turquoise amulets.
So I but I saw that thread woven throughout a lot of things in my life of just that the response of I will do whatever it takes for you to be happy because if you're happy, then this thing can continue. Which is, I mean, I know where that comes from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know right where that comes from,
Uh-huh.
but there's a part of me that's like, dude, you're 44. Like it's okay for you. But I also need to like practice. Like I need to. I told Kirsten, so she was going to Boston. I was like, okay, I'm going to experience this cheese and decide whether or not I like it. And that was such a heavy task. I didn't even touch it while she was like, I was like, I don't want to know. Like
There's
I
too much at stake here. I'm not even trying it.
but what I did do was like, okay,
I'm not in a place where I want to have to rechange my entire worldview over some cheese.
right. It's just so
This could be that big of a deal.
well. There's just this. I saw how often I do that, where it's like, um, you know, if I'm not, I don't really want Yaya's pizza today.
I had
I don't
Yaya's last night. It was great.
I don't even want to. I don't think I could do that. But it's like I don't. There was one moment where Kirsten and I were going to go on a walk, and she's like, "Do you want to go this way, this way, or this way?" And I'm like, "I don't really."
That's too many decisions. Only two.
I hate that way. I had to say I hate that route.
Oh, right.
And then the next time I came up, she's like, "I thought you said you hated that route. We're not going to go that way." I'm like, "Well, I said that because I just didn't want to do it." Then she's like, "Well, then just say you don't want to take that route." I'm like, "Well, I have to say I hate it so that I
rather than saying I would prefer to go this way, I'm going to express a preference of mine that is
in the
like,
moment that is not
well,
absolute."
right. And it's like in right now, the way I feel like I would like to go is this way. Instead,
Yes.
you have to say, fuck that way.
Fuck that way. Fuck that route forever. I will never walk that route again. That is I hate that
The
route.
last
And
time
it
we did
sucks.
that, it was the worst experience I've ever had. Forget it.
And that's how I like it's like, and that's a whole other thing too, though. It's like, how do I check? I mean, it's really, if you want to boil it down and reduce it, it's like, it's mindfulness 101. It's like checking in with myself. What do I want? And if the answer is,
Mm.
I am indifferent. I really don't care. Either way is fine with me. Then I can say that honestly. But I default to that because I'm like, well, what we want for dinner tonight, whatever you want that's going to make you happy, I can adjust to because your happiness is more important than my preferences.
Well, yeah, and I think there's a difference between like whatever I'll eat whatever is different than I will eat whatever you want to eat. Those are two
Yeah,
different things.
very two different. And I don't know the difference.
Hmm.
I also don't know the difference between like, yeah, I mean, and so I've been practicing with that. Like, I don't really like that, or I don't really want that right now. Nah, that doesn't sound good. So it comes in the form of me uh practicing saying no to those situations. Like I know I like certain kinds of music. I know I like certain shows. I know I like certain things, but like when it comes to making a decision with someone else to kind of keep the team together, there's like one area of my life where I know I can say what I want, and that's like creating theater. Right.
Sure.
Like that's the one area where I can say, this is what I want. That's not what I want. This is what I want. And or knowing when to default to someone
That's
else.
because you are the director.
Right. Because you get to be,
You're the director.
you're the director.
Yeah. Capital D.
Big D.
Mm-hmm.
Big D
I
director.
went to school and I got the big D.
Does that wet leg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That album's great.
So yeah, thank you for my journey into
Sure.
people, like my journey into no, right? The loving no.
Well, that all goes the loving no. Wow, that all goes. I mean, I love that back to that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you don't care. It means you don't give a fuck. Like get the Brie. Not with like an attitude and a shoulder shrug and a whatever, but like I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I get the Brie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's a very small example, but you know what I'm saying.
But it's not though, because I feel like that's a microcosm of the macrocosm of a lot of things where the things that make me like when I don't state a desire or need or an idea, that's when I see that getting really, that's when I see, the pressure cooker in my brain. Like hey, I think we really ought to leave by 6:30 in order to get to the thing by 7:15. Like, trust me on this, we need to leave at this time. Or I really think that taking, parking over here is going to make sense. Or, like instead, those moments where I've been like, okay, I'll be cool and chill. And it's
I'll
like,
be cool and chill, but meantime, that being cool and chill means seething and judgmental.
yes, and miserable.
Miserable. Yeah, I'm cool and chill. I just hate everything about this.
Right. And then if you put yourself in this position, how do you let go of it when you can't change it? Anyway.
Well, then that gets back to, I had an experience recently where like I made some decisions based on kind of people pleasing that put me in a position of not being very happy. And
Yeah.
I had to own that in real time.
Whew, just eating, just like taking a big
This is
bite of the
this is
shit sandwich that I made.
100% my fault.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
this is kind of
do.
a big deal, and I've ruined it for myself because I didn't just say, no, actually, I want to do this.
And how do I unruin it?
But you
How do
can't.
you can't unfuck it, but how do I
Well, that's where the
accept it?
radical acceptance, like, well,
Radical.
this is like I have, this window of opportunity. I can either salvage what's left and try to enjoy things, or I can just be miserable and bitter and kind of throw all my toys out of my crib and make everybody around me miserable.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be a miserable piece of shit, then everybody around me is.
Well, they're already that's their fault that I'm this way.
If they had noticed this and asked me and changed it for me, then
Well,
I would.
that's is like they're not miserable. They're just wondering why I'm being such an asshole. That's the only thing that's happening. They're just like,
That
whatever, man.
that is the worst feeling when somebody's like okay and they're like, no, you're really.
You really seem upset about this.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. Fuck you. Shut up.
My thing's different. You wouldn't understand it.
You wouldn't understand. So I'm working with that, man. I'm working with the just to go back to the earlier conversation about like no, I don't feel remiss. It's not
Oh,
that I'm trying to start an argument. It's that like I don't really no, I don't feel that way. I think I feel like yeah, it's good to do this. I like doing this with you. I like having this thing, but I don't feel this. I don't feel like oh we gotta fucking time
fart
to
out
make the
another fart.
donuts. Time to make the donuts.
You hear that, people? You get what you get.
Well, I would rather them listen to us be wanting to be here rather than feeling obligated. Although, I mean, sometimes you got to shovel shit. You know what I mean?
I had a friend last time I was talking to him volunteer to come on the podcast today, and that's not really how it works. He goes, "Man, I can do sound effects."
Oh,
Have the crazy doctor. Like we're not jumping the shark yet, man. We're not
the
adding
morning
characters.
zoo.
We're not adding characters to the show just to keep it afloat for another season.
Whew. Wouldn't that be weird though?
To
If
have
all of a
new
sudden
plot lines.
we just pivoted and all of a sudden it's like morning zoo and there's like honk with I don't know.
I can't the well, who gets to be the crazy doctor?
Depends on where we're at spiritually that morning.
Right. Right.
I think sometimes you're the crazy doctor and sometimes I am.
Sure. The animal and the crazy doctor.
The coot and the booter in the morning.
I just can't. I can't do it.
I can't either,
Got
man.
nothing, man. I don't understand how those guys. I don't know. I didn't go to that school of broadcasting or any
Well,
school of broadcasting for that matter.
I think there was a time when I was in college where I listened to the morning show on KFRX quite a bit. I
Bob
don't
and
know why.
Tom.
It wasn't Bob and Tom. It was
Hmm.
because Bob and Tom were on the Eagle.
Oh, you're
It was
right.
the
Yeah.
pop station.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Well, there was a morning show on the River. Do you remember the River 89? I think the River still
I
exists.
well, I absolutely never cared about anything that they did. So
Yeah,
that was
I
I was like, it's like river to me. The river was to commercial radio what hot topic is to the mall.
are you thinking of the Edge or are you thinking of the River?
I don't know. Whatever the alt rock, today's best alternative rock. It's like
That,
you're still listening to commercial radio, man.
yeah, I think the River did that too. The River is the college radio station out of school in Council Bluffs, I think.
Yeah, that's
Whatever. I was really into KFRX's morning show for a long time. I'm like, man, I'm an actor. I'm a funny guy. I do improv. Like, I think that could be really great. And then I'm like, then you get older and you have a job for a while and you're like, if you had to do that
every day.
fucking day,
Yeah.
ooh,
Well, hopefully you have writers or something.
you just have to like pump yourself up. You just have to like do a couple of bumps of cocaine and get in
Right.
there.
Get in there, man. People got the
Let it
drive
rip.
time.
Let it rip. Or
Drive
if you're
time
getting
radio.
paid really well.
Well,
I
that
think I could,
helps too.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if those guys get paid really well unless they're nationally or syndicated, you know.
Right, right. Like
When I
if
lived
it,
in Northern Virginia, the morning guy was the grease man on DC 101.
the grease
The
man,
grease man, yeah, he was a thing, very much so. Our friend and past guest Dave Gracie knows the grease man, I'm sure.
the grease man.
Yeah, he was kind of like kind of Howard Sterny,
Yeah.
kind of shock jockey, but
Hmm.
also kind of crazy doctor-ish too, you know.
Hmm.
I don't know. But
A
yeah,
lot of honking sounds and
no,
inappropriate
I don't
jokes.
honestly I don't really remember a lot. I just remember the grease man. DC 101.
It's wild too that like I don't listen to the whole Howard Stern show anymore, but I feel like he's now become like a really respected
Yeah, it's
interviewer.
weird. Yeah, I know.
When he was like a total
Bottom of the
creep.
barrel. Yeah.
Yeah, creep.
And kind of
Total.
reveled in it.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's funny. You get a little bit older and
Yeah.
mature a little
Things
bit,
start
maybe.
shutting down, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is funny. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's a pivot, but it's definitely an evolution. The evolution of Howard Stern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think he's seen enough insanity to be able to just see through bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always had kind of a grudging respect for him, I suppose. I never
Yeah,
really listened, you know.
I didn't either. There was a time where I kind of tried to check into that, but
Right.
Robin drove me nuts.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, like how she would just laugh
Was
at everything. I'm like,
right, the confused and baffled woman.
yeah, like it's not that how it's total. She's a total plant.
Yeah.
Like she's fine. She's great. But at the same time, I'm like,
she's, Paul Schaefer to Letterman or
yeah,
Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson.
right.
Yeah.
Paul Schaefer to Letterman. That's a great that's a great comparison. Paul Schaefer just over there. Yeah, man. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy, man.
Crazy.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. A little phone dialing music, please, Paul.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's what's going on with me, man. I'm trying to work with that.
You trying to work with that?
Trying to work with that. Yeah.
This is where you ask me what's going on with me.
Oh, yeah. What? All right. Let me take that again. 3, 2. Hey, so what's been going on with you, man? What's new with you?
Nothing.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
That's not entirely true.
Simone, let's talk about your big butt.
I don't know. What's that from?
Oh, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the big butt. When they're in the dinosaur.
Yeah. And her boyfriend is listening in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. The 80s were really wacky, man.
Mm-hmm.
Went out to Lake Tahoe. Saw some
dude.
Melvin Seals, formerly of the Jerry Garcia band. He's 71 now and still just killing it. It's great. And I got to go see some of my old haunts, I suppose, on the south shore of Lake Tahoe in California. And that was a good experience overall. Not the least, not for this. One of the main reasons is that Lake Tahoe is still just the most stunningly beautiful place I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Like, kind of awe instilling / inspiring. and it's just kind of a neat place. And but went and drove by some of the places that I resided, um,
Former residences.
former residencies, and that I existed in.
you
My
your
physical
heart
my physical body occasionally rested in. Um,
was it redeeming? Was it
yeah, that's
healing? Was it
yes.
upsetting?
No, it was healing. It was good. Been 30 years, you know.
Because you haven't been back there since you moved.
Nope.
Oh,
It's
far
been
out.
almost exactly 30 years. And so you know that um was a little difficult to like, oh my God, third like that's a long time, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um but it was good to be able to acknowledge that um like I'm a lot healthier now than I was then. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
because that situation could have ended. This situation, my situation, could have ended a lot differently.
Yeah.
And so it was really good and gratifying to be able to look back and say, you know what, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I, you know, I saw some old friends, and everybody's doing good. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the ones that aren't, there's
Aren't
more people that are doing well than that aren't. You know.
right. I've been back to like old places, and there's depending on where I'm at emotionally, spiritually, there's been times where I felt like, oh, I feel like I missed something, or like I left something here or whatever. And then there's been
Mhm.
times where I'm like, boy, that was a wild time, but I'm glad I'm where I'm at. It all kind of
Right.
depends. And it's cool that you kind of felt like you had sort of like, wow, this is really beautiful. It's a cool place. And I'm also really grateful for where I'm at, that this
Mhm.
place didn't fucking take me out.
Right. Um, I mean, there's always, I mean, had I been more together as a person out there, things probably would have gone differently. Might still
Hmm.
be there. Who knows?
Hmm. Hmm.
But I'm not. It's nice to know that the life that I came back to is one that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like when I flew back here, I wasn't like, oh, I gotta go back to Nebraska.
Right. Right. Yep.
I was glad to get home, like
Yep.
legitimately.
Yep.
Like that was cool. I'm glad to be home.
Yep.
Because like the grass ain't always greener. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And life, that's one of my takeaways is like, life is what you make it.
Yeah.
Like grow where you're planted.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm. Because
Was there?
as beautiful as it is out there, it's also not perfect. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying?
Well, it's like, like when you and I were in Boulder a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, man, I could fucking live here. And it was like, I'd still be bringing me with me.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
It'd
yeah, yeah.
still be life. Like
Right.
you feel this way on those trips because you're away from your element and it feels exciting. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
man, this would be great. And you're like, would it though?
Well, I mean, if we both made like four times as much money as we do, it'd be great.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I made 4 or 5 times more than I made, I could have little spots all over the place. You know what I mean?
One of my main takeaways from the trip is because I was staying with a friend that lives in Incline Village, which is on the north shore of Lake Tahoe on the Nevada side.
Hmm.
And Incline is a tony little community. There's billionaires row, and
Yeah, yeah.
houses on the lakefront going for 20 to 44 million dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, all gated,
Right.
and I we were driving just kind of gawking,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
watch this like guy in this ginormous luxury pickup truck situation. He was pulling into like his gate
Hmm.
and kind of cut off this Tesla. And like those two guys literally got into like a screaming match at each other.
Yep.
And my friend and I just looked at each other like, well, that's about right. Like these are literally some of the wealthiest people and they're just toddlers.
They don't, and they bought something probably so enormous they don't know how to drive it. They don't
Well,
know
it's
how to
not even.
get.
It's. I mean, it was just the mentality of how dare you enter my consciousness. Like I'm supposed to be above all of this, and yet here you are, you fuck. I mean, they were screaming at each other from their, $150,000 vehicles. And I was just like, okay, all right. I really do think it's about time we actually just started eating the rich again.
I mean, that could solve some hunger issues too.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying. But yeah,
I
it
just
was
say it's like I don't. You may have enough money, but you don't have that kind of money where you don't have to at least at some point deal with another human being
right.
in your same vicinity.
Yeah.
You did
Huh.
not cushion yourself that much.
That much. You weren't inside the gate yet. It was really funny and kind of just funny. Like, oh my gosh, he's
Oh my
serious.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great, actually.
Was there a lot of, I know that the Tahoe region had some pretty gnarly fires a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Was he,
recently, coming up Mount Rose Highway from Reno, you could see the splashes of the red flame retardant because there was a wildfire not too long ago that was threatening that neck of the woods.
yeah, it was like the season after we went there that a lot of the area got burned. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's
Yeah.
such a,
Well, I mean, that's that, and when I landed in Lake Tahoe in '92, my introduction to lake life was we were sitting at a stoplight, just kind of coming off Mount Rose Highway, coming into the whatever the basin, and I still smoked cigarettes then. And being from at that time the East Coast, I just took my last drag, flicked the cigarette out the window like you do.
right. Yeah.
And the guy in the car behind me got out of his car and came up and started screaming at me.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing, you fucking idiot? Do you have any? I mean, I was like, oh my God. Like, he was frothing at the mouth, furious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, and I just apologized profusely and, like, yeah, do not flick cigarette butts out the window because one cigarette butt and that pile of pine noodles that, by the way, are everywhere can send this
Yeah.
whole place up.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm. That was my introduction to Lake Tahoe. Just getting screamed at by a local who was furious at me for flicking
Yeah.
my cigarette butt out the window.
Well, yeah, you don't think about it though,
I
you
didn't
know?
think about it. Why would
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Right.
anything. I was an idiot.
I didn't know. I think I was an idiot.
On so many levels. Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Then this month I'm actually nationwide. Tomorrow I'm going to Washington D.C. for a
yeah,
work
dude, you're
work
fucking
deal.
dude, you're a jet setter,
Jet
bro.
setter. I'm nationwide, baby. Yeah.
Wow. What do you do work trip?
Yeah, IT conference, the World of EUC, which stands for End User Computing. It's a new conference. It's like
Oh,
a new, this is the annual first inaugural conference of this group of vendors, essentially. But it should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to the guy that I work with fairly regularly is on the board of this organization.
hmm.
And it's directly relevant to what I do for a living. So I'm pretty excited about it, actually. Like, I might actually, pay attention and try to learn things.
You're not just gonna go out there to like fuck off.
Right.
You're gonna go out there and learn. You're gonna
I intend to be fully present at this event. Mhm.
wild.
I know it's weird. I'm also going to attempt. I think I'm going to make it to the Holocaust Museum,
Oh yeah.
like the feel good hit of the summer.
Jesus.
Well, it's the one. It's
Yeah.
it's the one museum in DC that I haven't been to in my life. So
I didn't make it to that one when I was in DC. I did the Native American Museum. What else? Like another one. Yeah, I didn't make it to the Holocaust Museum, but
yeah, but
I'm sure that will be intense and
well,
important.
that's yeah, well, it's kind of, and it's unfortunately timely.
I can't believe, I mean, I listened to both seasons of Maddow's podcast, the
Oh,
Ultra,
Ultra, isn't that crazy?
and then prequel, or her book prequel, and just the amount of like denial of that actual horrific thing.
Hmm.
It's so baffling to me.
Yeah. Well, denial ain't just a river in Egypt.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's a lot easier to justify certain mindsets if you just refuse to acknowledge history.
Well, I mean, on a very small scale. So, a family member in the hospital, she's doing fine, but we took her outside because it was nice and sunny yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and they made a big like tile mosaic on the side of the parking garage at the hospital, and it was all in tribute to the people that worked during the pandemic. And
Oh,
it's
sure.
this huge tall thing on the side of the parking garage, very beautiful, really cool to look at, all these words that are relevant to that time. And the placard had numbers of cases and numbers of folks that died of COVID and blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. And I'm just sitting there like, nah, that's a lot of money to spend on a hoax. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I'm not like there are people, it's sarcastically
Yeah,
saying,
I know.
but it's the same. Like you walking, yeah. It's like, wow, man, they spent a lot of money to reinforce that pandemic, didn't they?
Right. Yeah. Well, I just, one of my favorite memes of the last month or so is it looks like, removing the words climate change from textbooks in Florida hasn't worked out too well.
Not at all.
Right. Oh, you can't get insurance on your house anymore? That's a bummer, man. Same with North Carolina. It's
Yeah.
illegal in North Carolina to use the words climate change in real estate documents. It's illegal. Like the people
Wow.
like North Carolina voted that into law. So it's kind of
Wow.
like, well, okay, I guess it's not climate change because I'm sorry, what is it that's causing all of this? I'm at a
But
loss for words, literally.
I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure in insurance documentation the words acts of God are still there. So that's real.
Right.
Right. Acts of God are real, but climate change is not.
My other favorite meme that I saw this week was when Britain collapsed, it turned into a bank. When
Mm.
Italy collapsed, it turned into a church. When the United States collapses, it's going to turn into a spirit Halloween.
So true.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Oh man.
I know, made me happy. Like, okay, good. Yeah, that's great.
Well, I look for, I mean, I don't look forward to, I'm sure, the inevitable emotions that will arise from that curated museum of the Holocaust. But I am looking forward to your thoughts on experiencing that. I'm sure that'll be pretty powerful.
Yeah, my ability to report on that will be contingent upon how my flights go because I'm
Oh,
gonna be coming in hot. Like I'm getting into DC right like enough time to get off the plane, get on the subway, get to the museum with all my
well,
stuff. So
Steve, the airline, it's like a Swiss watch here, right? So it's going to be
100%.
fine. Yeah,
It'll
there's
be
going to
fine.
you'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be great.
It'll
I'll
be great.
I'll I'll make it. Yeah. Yeah, but no, I'm looking forward to going back out to that neck of the woods again as
Well,
well. I'm not going to
those are
see a ton, but
old haunts for you too.
I lived in Northern Virginia for 4 years. Springfield, Virginia. Springfield is a old ancient Native American word that means never ending strip mall.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the first peoples of Southern California would agree. The Valencia, I think, means that too.
Yeah.
It's strip mall town center.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna try to get in. The official stuff gets over around 6:30, and then there'll be a vendor funded dinner of some sort, and then I will probably take the train in back into downtown
Yeah.
and go see what I can see.
See what you can see. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be cool. Get on one of those Lime scooters and just do as many
Zip
night Lime.
around.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great idea, man. Lime scooter
Right?
all around. I love those things. Huge
That
fan of the lime scooter.
I just thought of that, like, because when I was in DC, I mean, and I was 10 years younger than I am now, and I was like
It's a
getting,
lot.
putting 25,000 steps
It's a
on,
lot of
like walking
walking.
around to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Screw that. Don't spend any calories, Steve. Just spend money on a Lime scooter
Yeah.
and fucking
Have a
zoom around.
blast. That's right.
You could probably see a lot, especially at night, dude. That'd
Yeah,
be
and
the
see a lot.
best.
It would. Yeah. That's a great idea.
That is a great idea. I want to go to DC just to do that.
Just to ride. Man, me and a friend or two would take our bikes down there on Sundays and just go ride around.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because there's really the town is a ghost town on Sundays. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Spend the day playing Frisbee on the mall and
yeah, man,
haul ass around on our bikes. It was fun.
That sounds awesome.
It was great. Well, yeah, I mean, without diving into the screaming into the void or staring into the wait, do you scream into the void or do you scream into the abyss? I can't remember.
Well, you can do both. I feel like it depends on where you're at. Like,
sure,
screaming into the abyss is I think screaming. I don't know. I think I would scream into the void and stare into the abyss.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think either one will work at this point,
slaps the hood of that baby and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna choose how much screaming you can fit in this baby."
Got a nice void right here, man. You just have no idea how much screams you can get into this son of a bitch before nothing happens.
That's right. Yep.
Well, yeah, we should save some of that because November is coming, right?
Oh boy, winter is coming.
Winter is coming. We're gonna have some.
Good God.
I think you and I might have some things to say. So let's.
Do I need to say it? Get out there and vote.
Oh, fucking vote, guys! For real. I will say it right fucking now because I don't teach until later in the afternoon on Tuesdays. If anybody fucking needs a ride, I'm your Huckleberry.
Right.
You might have to listen to the Grateful Dead, Tool, and or Pearl Jam, but I'll give you a ride to the fucking boat. Like,
bring your ID.
I like the idea. Oh my God. This is a PSA. I was looking into that, and that's real. Like, and if you don't have one at all, you can vote provisionally and then get it figured out the next day. But if you don't have an ID, which I don't know if anybody in Nebraska that listens to this podcast doesn't have that, but you can get a free photo ID from the DMV. Like, you don't have to pay a thing in order to vote. So it's
you do have to get to the DMV.
Yeah, you have to wade through that maelstrom of torture.
But I'm pretty sure you can, if you have, see, this is where, like, if you don't have a computer and internet access and a car,
you're fucked.
Yeah, kind of, which is kind of the point.
That is totally the point. Yeah, but
what we're seeing is the violence inherent in the system.
Yeah. I kind of just want to vote early and get it done with, but I do like voting on the day.
Yeah, I'm doing it early.
Yeah, there's a case to be made for that, obviously, for a lot of reasons, but I do kind of like doing it on the day. But
I don't know, man. 2 days is pretty money.
It's true.
How long are you waiting to vote? 6 days.
6 days.
3 days is industry standard.
Yeah, get out there and vote, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you doing today?
I'm gonna go visit that family member in the hospital. Probably.
Yeah.
Take my dog for a walk.
Nice.
Might play a little Zelda. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
I got band practice. We're gonna play the rock and roll.
Yeah, man. Go rock out.
I'm gonna. All right, man. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, I love you, dude. And
love you too.
Toot your hooter. You know,
that's right.
Get out there.
Get after it.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Toot it.
Well, We'll be back in just a bit.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.